The National Guard is playing the dog and pony show again and again and again, even after we have a president in office. The entire ceremony's gone off without a hitch, and now we want to complain that the National Guard is sleeping in a parking garage in the middle of DC. I think every active duty person here can say, we have zero sympathy, but I'll tell you why we don't. Yes, there were several thousands of National Guard troops that were ordered to be activated to DC to be at the Capitol for when everything went down. Everything went off good. But as we have now regressed back and things are being scaled back and things are being cleaned up and people are moving away from the city, now per some reports, it's saying that there are several thousand Guard members that are in one singular parking structure, which has 2 porta potties and only 1 electrical outlet. I don't know why that's important other than charging your phone. The Porta-John thing, I get. Obviously, if you're having thousands of people, you're going to need more than 2 bathrooms. I've been around enough Porta-Johns to tell you those things are probably done after the first day. They've been destroyed. Graffiti's everywhere. You've got people just trying to finish one as fast as possible. And there was this back and forth, and there's a lot of politicians that were saying this was stupid that we had to do this to our National Guard members. While the entire time they turned this into like a sad puppy dog story that the National Guard has to sleep in a parking structure the entire time. But that is actually not the truth. The National Guard actually are staying in hotels during this time. And they did say it was a struggle to find places for them to sleep because of the inauguration, everything that was going on. It wasn't like they're actually sleeping there. And I can tell you why I know that for a fact. One, there were photos of cots being put up for them to rest in other areas. And by the way, they're working shift work, which they're not going to take rest or sleep in that parking structure while they're supposed to be resting at their hotel. A lot of people maybe have never even seen one of these National Guard guys. I don't know if you guys ever deployed or even got issued some basic gear. I don't know if you guys get this in boot camp or not. Please let me know. But this is your sleeping system. If they were ever expected to be able to sleep on the ground, they would have a sleeping system which has a waterproof liner, has a whoopee, and also has a sleeping bag itself. Let me not also forget a little thing called an isomat. And this is an isomat which is supposed to keep you insulated from the cold of the ground. Go figure. I hate political games. Now, how did the National Guard end up in a parking structure? Actually, the deeper question is, I've been in the military almost 12 years, and I can tell you, not a single military person is going to move unless they're ordered to do so for a good cause. But according to a source in the Senate Rules Committee, plans were made to move the resting locations for Guard troops out of the Capitol during the heightened security days around the inauguration. The committee set up alternative accommodations for the troops to move into office buildings during that time frame with the expectation that they would be able to return on Thursday. But a breakdown in communication appears to have occurred during discussions of how to recreate designated spaces for troops on Capitol grounds. Now, when it was asked of the National Guard leadership there who made them move into this parking structure, they said, the Capitol Police made us do it. We always know how to blame someone else, right? Now, then the Capitol Police are like, we never told you to. You guys were the ones that wanted to go over there. Eventually, both the National Guard and the Capitol Police released a statement saying, we're going to have a joint effort together and work as a team and not miscommunicate. But that still did not answer who was at fault for this. Now, that is where the down and dirty nitty-gritty comes about. This is what happened. There was one uniformed police officer who issued an order without authority or without going through the chain of command. Inhofe said, we are going to be able to identify who that person was. We'll make that publicly. Listen, this is a simple communication issue. It wasn't that big. I know the media just took this way out of context beyond what it actually was. As much as the military is law and order, black and white, listen to everything your leader above you says and do not question anything unless it's an unlawful order. They're still human beings. There's still a human factor or process, and it's simple. Now, guess what? The National Guard members are back where they're supposed to be in their proper resting places, and it does look like some National Guard members are actually being released or relieved of their duties to go back to their place of residence publicly on the media scale of what it is. Sure, you can make it a big deal because there's only 2 places to use the restroom, but it's also DC, so I'm sure there's other places to go. But still, they should have provided places for them. If you guys don't know in the military, like the few things that they're going to provide no matter what: food, shelter, a place to void yourself of. But even from the medical aspect, right now, you're going to look at DC and some of these times where it's going to be very cold in January, where they're going to be doing 12-hour rotations. This is a time for them to get warm, also maybe recharge your phone. If you've never done something like this before, as I have in the military, having to do this, not a National Guard thing, but having to stand out for hours in the sun or be in the cold weather, it actually is taxing on your body and it actually can make you sick. And on top of that, can cause hypothermia and other issues that are medically really serious, by the way. Yes, obviously they do have the gear in order to ensure that they're not going to get hypothermia as much as possible. But we all know that junior enlisted person that seriously has not packed one day in their life and didn't pack their warming layers because they just have never gone anywhere. And this is their biggest first thing they've ever done to actually serve their country. But that's where we just say, you live and you learn. Hopefully you don't get sick. And maybe someone helped you out and gave you a layer or two that you can actually use while you're out there standing around. As always, this is where we get to the point of the video where we ask you guys, what do you guys think about this? Especially as active duty, I've slept on the ground multiple different places. I've slept in tents. I've slept on ships. I've slept in many different places where literally a parking garage probably would be a better option. But if you guys like what we do here, we do have a Patreon link down below in the description. You can click on, help the channel grow and support us over there. Also a membership, which is going to be below this video, or also you can click the link in the description as well to help us out. But as always, if you guys do have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.